As you well know, I've a bit of a penchant for collecting tools, good quality tools, and I'm hoping that this is another one of those, or rather an extension to a good quality tool that I have. The tool I'm talking about is the xTool S1 diode laser, desktop laser. And I was lucky enough to not have to part with any money for mine. They offered me the laser in exchange for my time making some videos about it. But out of the 3 lasers that I've owned to date, I've got to say the xTool is the easiest to use, and I think the better of the 3 by far. Now, I mentioned it's a diode laser, and it's a 40-watt diode laser, and it copes extremely well with pretty much everything that I've chucked at it so far. It'll cut laser applied like no tomorrow without any issues whatsoever, and it'll cut standard off-the-shelf ply from your home base or your B&Q or your local timber store, up to 6mm in I believe it was 1 pass. I'll put links to the previous videos I did about the xTool before down in the description. But this is a brand new module for that laser. This is the 2-watt infrared module, which is apparently going to allow me to easily extend my material base and include metals. Now, being a diode laser, it's incredibly simple to change from the module that's currently in it to this module, because everything is contained within a single unit that bolts in really quickly. Packaging wise, it arrived in this cardboard box, completely surrounded, suspended in this horrible stuff, but it really does its job. And this is the unit. That's it. So there it is. Connection wise, we've merely got to disconnect, reconnect the power connector, and disconnect, reconnect the air assist, turn it all on, and the software should auto recognize the change. So let's find out. So the changeover process, as mentioned, should be simplicity itself, with the laser isolated. Little clip on the power connector, disconnect the air assist, 2 little bolts, try desperately not to drop the washers, and remove the unit. Insert the new unit. Tighten up the bolts, reconnect the air assist, connect the power, reconnect the data pin, and we're done. So I'm going to close the lid on the laser, turn it on, I'm going to clean the lid so you've got a better chance of seeing what's going on. My sincere apologies. And I'm going to open the software. Software's detected the laser, xTool S1. I'm just going to click on this little cog icon up here and make sure it's detected the module. Yeah, xTool S1 2-watt laser module. So I'm ready for my first burn. So this is going to be my first test, and just to make absolutely clear, I have never used this module before or any module like it, so I am learning as I go in front of the camera live, so this could well be warts and all. Anyway, I use these little tags here to make sure I place my jig in the same or a very similar place, and then I've got two little bits of hardwood that stand just shy of the ply, so I can put the little plaque in exactly the same place every time, so that I can batch out a load without having to realign the laser head each time. So I've already marked it, as you can see on the screen, and I've already set the depth. So what I'd really like to find now is a preset material definition that's brass, and there doesn't appear to be one. So let's go with gold plated, and for engraving power I've got 90% speed of 100 on the image, and on the text 90% speed of 120. Okay, well, as mentioned, I've no reference point for this, so let's go with that and see what happens. Not bad for a first attempt, but I think I'd like it a little darker. So here's the result of the 3 tests, just to save you the pain of sitting through watching it burning each one. The first one is at the default settings for gold. The second one was a reduction of 40 mil per second for both the text and the tree, and the third one I dropped it down to an actual setting of 50 mil per second for the text and the tree, and the third one's come out really well. Really happy with the third one. So let's move on to some other materials. So various different test items that xTool have sent me to experiment with. So let's crack on and see how we get on with these business cards next. So I've imported my logo and I've generated the text that I want written on the card. Now I just need to place them. I think we'll try that for our first attempt. Now, I've mentioned before this predefined material listing that you can choose from within the software, and it's really great when you find what you're looking for, but when you don't, it kind of leaves you a little bit hanging. The only item I've got predefined is a black metal business card, and if I click on more with supported only listing, that's it, black metal business card. So I've turned off supported only, so this list now includes anything that anybody else has created. Blue metal business card, not supported, so not very helpful. So we'll stay on black metal business card, and this is at 80% power and a speed of 200, and the image is at 20% power and a speed of 200. I'm going to change from grayscale to Jarvis. So I'm going to go with those settings first and see what the output's like. That is absolutely superb. A little bit of residue on it. That has come out so well, but I really don't like the fact that you can see the border of the box that the image is in. There's a little bit of dirt at the back there, so we'll see if we can get rid of that. It's made it a bit cleaner. I think we'll go with that. That looked a lot better. That's a distinct improvement. Really happy with that. That granular box shape has gone. Here's the result of all four colours. The black has come out by far the best. The definition everywhere is just absolutely perfect. I think the red is probably the least. These are all on exactly the same settings, the predefined settings for the black card, so I can play around with these, maybe decrease the speed a little bit just to get that infill back on the P, the O and the top of the H. The blue came out really, really well, and the gold, all but perfect. There's a little bit of lack of definition around the P and the H, but all in all, really, really pleased. The black wins the day, hands down. Well, so far so good. They're all looking really, really good. Delighted with the way they're coming out. So the next thing I want to try is one of these little necklaces. This is the silver one, and then there's like a rose gold version. They are incredibly shiny, so I'm really interested to see how well that's going to come out. And that would be superb if I hadn't cut off the top on both of them, so I got my alignment a little bit wrong there, but the output is fantastic. These have come out really superb. I've dropped this rose gold coloured one down a little bit. Could really do with dropping it a little bit more, I think, but the quality of the engraving, I think, is just fantastic. So my last test is going to be on this curved hip flask, kind of a satin chrome finish, bit stainless steely. So the first thing I'm going to do in the software is choose curved process. As per the instructions, I'm going to mark the top left hand corner. Then the bottom right hand corner. So that's the two extremes, the border set, if you like, the boundary. And next we need to measure the actual shape itself. So it presents you with the default 8 rows and 6 columns. I don't need 8 rows because my hip flask is really uniform all the way down. So I'm going to change that to 4. Actually, I'm going to change that to 3. And across the width of it, it's a fairly gentle curve, so I'll leave that at 6 and hit the start measuring. And we're done. That really didn't take very long at all. So I'm going to go and grab an image. It's nearly the appropriate time. And I'm going to scale this down. That wasn't a bad guess, was it? It's got a bit of a background, which I'd like to lose. That's much better. Happier with that. Power, I'm going to go with very similar to the necklace, so I'm going to go with 20%. Okay, all looking good. Let's have a look at the preview. Preview looks pretty rocking. That is superb. Really pleased with that. And I think you could go for a far more detailed picture on that. But it was my only flask, so I didn't want to take the chance. Well, I think that's seriously impressive. I'm delighted with the output from that module. And if you've already got the S1 laser, then for not an awful lot more expenditure, comparatively speaking, you can add this ability to your already extensive ability with the S1 and have some extra little things on your craft stand maybe that may just draw the eye of a passerby. A serious consideration, I think. If you've not already got the S1, then check it out. I think they've got some pretty attractive packages if you add the infrared module into the base package when you make your initial purchase. Either way, I'll leave links below in the description to the S1 and the infrared module, so you can click and buy. And if you do, then I'll get a little something for my trouble. Thanks very much for watching, and hope to see you soon. Ta-ra.